These 3 books. That's it. You can end the video right now. Books are the most misunderstood and underutilized resource in programming. That's why before I even get into the books, I want to teach you how to use programming books. For starters, if you're less than 1 year in your programming journey, forget it. You need more time in the saddle. Go code more. The way you can truly learn from programming books is by using the language and then reading the book in retrospect, because that's how any of the examples will click. I won't understand good practices in Zig if I have no idea what the bad practices are to begin with. And there's other benefits of reading books. It helps fix brain rot. It's one of the last few resources with deeply technical content that you can't just passively consume. Reading is ultimately much faster than watching, and books are just great for looking like a performative programmer with your local artisanal strawberry Labubu angel hair Dubai chocolate matcha latte. Dang, that was a mouthful. Now my second rule for programming books is to completely neglect non-technical books. That's because software engineering is so varied. Non-technical advice is completely different for a founding engineer in Silicon Valley or a fresh grad in Bangalore. Your circumstances are entirely different. But what doesn't change is the technical stuff, the code, the compiler, the intricacies of a language. Now with that out of the way, I want to start with the greatest book I've ever read, Programming or Not. It's The Structure and Interpretation of Computer Programs, also known as SICP. This book is basically a philosophy course disguised as a programming manual. It's written in Scheme, which is essentially Lisp's younger, slightly more chill cousin. The kind of cousin that went to Boston University and played on console instead of the Harvard tryhard who played on PC. In the beginning, it looks like it's teaching you syntax, but halfway through, you realize it's actually teaching you how to think about computation itself. It makes you see programs not as a sequence of steps as we normally understand it, but as a composition of ideas. You'll write functions that build other functions. You'll write an interpreter that understands other programs. And you'll begin to realize that programming isn't about writing code. It's about using certain constructs to express your thoughts. It sounds insane, but once you've gone through it, everything you write, it starts to feel more clean and deliberate. Computer Systems, A Programmer's Perspective. This is one of those books that unlocks your third eye in programming. You stop pretending to know what memory is, and you can actually understand it. This book is literally full stack. You go from C down to assembly, machine instructions, caches, memory, the OS, and all the way to networks. A variable isn't just a thing that holds a number anymore. It's a specific location in memory sitting in a hierarchy of caches fighting for speed. You'll learn how that tiny CPU juggles instructions, and how your code actually gets compiled into binary. And the best lesson of all, learning that your operating system is just one giant scheduling circus, and why one misplaced pointer can destroy your entire program faster than the boomers with the economy. This is one of the books that I love the most, because it teaches you what you're building on. And the next book is a great resource on how to build it, Designing Data-Intensive Applications. This one's like being handed a blueprint as to how modern software should work at scale. It's not necessarily about writing code, but it's about understanding the systems that basically run the internet. You'll understand how databases, queues, and storage systems talk to each other, how massive applications like Twitter, YouTube, and Uber, they're basically just moving data from one place to another and hoping it doesn't explode in transit. This book breaks down all the key data models and shows you the trade-offs behind each one. It also explains replication, consistency, and partitioning. Reading it feels like understanding how the sausage is made. And thankfully, instead of sausages, you'll instead learn how to design systems that survive failure and start thinking in terms of how information flows rather than just code. I love these books because it doesn't matter what you're learning. They have these core principles of programming that will stick anywhere. Whether you're building some agentic AI that'll enable shareholders to unlock value within the first click, or a clock. The first book teaches you how to think about problems in programming. The second book teaches you how to understand the machine. And the final book gets you to think about scale. Now, these aren't easy books. You'll suffer a lot. You'll reread chapters, or skim read all of it because you're too dumb to finish it like me. But one day it'll click. It hasn't for me, but I'm hoping it does for you though. But there'll be a day where both of us write a piece of code, see it run, and realize you understand every single layer it touches. And that's when you know your brain's been rewired. Another thing that's rewired my brain is Whisperflow, the sponsor of today's video. Now, I'm a certified double chapati brown boy, and like any brown boy, I have a massive presence on WhatsApp. Like, I keep in touch with 90% of my friends and family from Bangladesh on it, and I've gotten into a pretty bad habit of sending massive voice notes, which no one ever listens to. And to be fair, when I get a voice note over 30 seconds, I can barely tolerate it at 2x speed. That's exactly where Whisperflow comes in. I can yap so much faster than I can type on a crammed phone keyboard. Like, hey boys, this is me yapping on Whisperflow, clogging up servers like the brown boy I am. It's also super handy when you're hanging onto train handles for dear life, but you're also running late to stand up and have to let the team know, hey guys, running 2 minutes late, train is chaos right now. Now, when I finally get into the office, I still use Flow. I use these awesome voice shortcuts called snippets. Let me show you. For example, to set up my local dev environment, I have to run a script. And instead of memorizing and writing out the file name, thanks to Flow, all I have to say is Dev Setup. My script is also entirely custom, so whenever a colleague asks for the details of my script, I just have to say, Dev Setup explained, and boom, it's there. Flow has 3x my output on WhatsApp group chats, programming, and so much more. And whether it's a web page, your terminal, or even using Spotlight search, if there's a text box, Flow just works. Get started with WhisperFlow today for free on Mac, Windows, and iPhone. Check out the link in the description and pinned comment. The link also gives you an extra month of Flow Pro for free. Thank you to WhisperFlow for sponsoring this video, and thank you for your time. I am Big Box.